As the party cautiously advances through the dimly lit cavern, an otherworldly chill fills the air. Sinister whispers echo as a creature materializes, its a skeletal form towering above them. Jagged, obsidian-like spines protrude from its bony exoskeleton. Its eyes gleam with malevolence. The party braces for battle. The flickering torchlight casts eerie shadows as the Bone Devil unfurls its wicked barbed tail, poised to strike. Today we are diving into the hells and talking about the Bone Devil. Hello and welcome to Dungeon Deep Dive, where we talk about all things D&D monsters, from monsters and their lore to their publication history, where they originated and how they can be used in your D&D games. In today's video we're going over the Taskmasters of the Nine Hells, the osyluth, better known as the Bone Devils. Bone Devils made their first appearance in the first edition Advanced D&D Monster Manual. In the book, they are described as a particularly malicious and have a delight in making less powerful creatures suffer. Even though these creatures are from the Nine Hells, they do prefer a cold environment to a heated environment, and this also gives them the ability to have ultra vision as well as dark vision. They are depicted as having a hooked bone hook that they would use to ensnare and capture their victims, before assaulting them with their powerful stinger of a tail. They stand at a menacing 9 feet tall with a bleach white bone exoskeleton, jagged features that come to a sharp spike, and spines throughout their body. The wings on their back are not leathery like you would expect of a devil. Instead, they resemble something similar to like dragonfly wings. They have razor sharp claws on their hands and feet, and sharp needle-like teeth adorn their horrifying maw. The most dangerous part of the Bone Devil is their tail. This long tail whips around and comes to a razor sharp point, and when it hits, it deals a deadly amount of damage to its victims. Alongside having a powerful physical attack, they also have the ability to cast Fly, which I find is pretty funny since they already have wings, invisibility, and the ability to cause fear in a radius around itself, and once a day it can throw up a wall of ice. The art depicting a Bone Devil in first edition is pretty cool, but second edition actually blows it out of the water. The art in second edition kind of reminds me of the game Medieval. If you've ever played it, you'll understand. They're given more power and control in the Nine Hells in second edition, where they are referred to as the police officers of the Nine Hells. They are able to explore all the layers of the Hells and monitor other devils to ensure that they are following the laws of the land. If a devil is caught breaking these laws, they are sent to the Pit of Flames, where they spend 101 days being tormented and tortured before returning to their positions. Now, with them being classed as the police officers of the Hells, this does come with risks, and if given the chance, some other devils will attempt to kill the Bone Devil if given the chance to. If this happens and they are caught, the devil is instantly turned into a lemure, which is lowest of the lower the devils, never to rise the ranks again. Once a century, 100 Bone Devils assemble along with the Dark Eight to promote Gelugons to pit fiend status, called the Ring of Cantrum. This is where they come together and deliver reports on what has been happening in the Hells, including candidates to elevate to pit fiend status and compliance with Bator's policies. But not only that, there are actually only 1,000 Bone Devils allowed to exist in the Hells at any one time. Then they are promoted to Hamatulus, while the lower devils are then bumped up to fill their place. In third edition, they get a revamp with the third edition rules becoming more deadlier than previously. Their fear aura is now a free action, and for spells they can cast greater teleport on themselves and plus 50 pounds of an object. Dimensional Anchor, which basically if someone tries to teleport out, they can cast this spell and just lock them onto the plane that they are currently on. Again, they get to cast Fly, invisibility, and major image, and again the wall of ice. In 4th edition, they are known to be very clever and very patient devils, and are revered as the controllers of the Nine Hells, ensuring that obedience is met, and if not, they are then met with proper degree of bloodthirstiness. The Bone Devil targets enemies with its fiendish focus at the start of battles to make them more susceptible to attacks, while overwhelming them with its aura of fear. And finally, in the 5th edition, they are pictured as hideous creatures with the bone white exoskeleton. Driven by hate, lust, and envy, Bone Devils act as the cruel taskmasters of the Nine Hells. They set weaker devils to work, taking special delight in seeing fiends that defy them demoted. At the same time, they long for promotion and are bitterly envious of their superiors, attempting to curry favor even though it irks them to do so. In 5th edition, they also get a return of the pole arm that they had way back in the 1st edition. Bone Devils do have the ability to learn some arcane magic specifically for the art of divination, although they are rare as most Bone Devils don't bother learning these said magics. Any Bone Devils who do go down the road of divination, they become specialist priests. Now, even though they are devils of the Nine Hells, they actually do prefer cold environments to hot, which this does give them the ability to see in ultraviolet as well as dark vision. Now, when it comes to the hierarchy of the devils, Bone Devils definitely are not one of the worst. The list goes as follows. At the very bottom, you have the Lemure, the lowest form of devil, that can only be truly killed with a blessed weapon or holy water. And they can't speak, but they do just babble and just make bubbling noises. You then have the lesser devils, which are the imps, spies, and willing servants of mortals. At number 3, we have the spine devils, which are messengers and spies for greater devils and archdevils. And also they are the flying artillery of the Nine Hells. At number 4, we have the bearded devils, which are the violent shock troopers. At number 5, we have the barb devils, which are essentially the guards of the cities and who are very alert and very on edge and ready to strike whenever they are on. At number 6, we have the chain devils, sadistic jailers and torturers. Number 7, we have our friends the bone devils, which are cruel taskmasters of the devils beneath them. At number 8, we have the greater devils, which are the horn devils. They are lazy and belligerent and are classed as the flying infantry. At number 9, we have the Erenyesses, beautiful, fierce and disciplined winged warriors. At number 10, we have the ice devils, commanders of the armies of the Nine Hells. At number 11, we have the pit fiends, which are lords of the other devils and generals of the armies and are direct servants of the archdukes. At number 12, we go into the archdevil territory with the dukes and duchesses, unique devils that serve or scheme against archdevils. At number 13, we have archdukes and archduchesses that rule over the 9 layers of hell. Okay, so we've gone over the publication history, their lore and history. Now let's go over their stats in 5e for anyone wanting to add them into their 5e campaign. These large devils have an AC of 19 and 142 hit points, so these guys can really take a beating and are hard to hit as well. They have a walking speed of 40 feet and a fly speed of 40 feet. Also, they have damage resistance to cold, bludgeoning, piercing and slashing from non-magical weapons that aren't silvered. They also gain immunity to fire and poison damage and have an ability to speak telepathically with a creature they choose within 120 feet. They have an ability called Devil's Sight, where magical darkness doesn't impede the devil's dark vision. They also gain resistance to magic, so any saving throws it needs to make against a magical spell or effect, it can make them with advantage. They also gain a +6 to their insight and a +7 to their deception. It will be a challenge to lie to a bone devil and hard to spot one being deceitful. I've noticed in 5e that they have lost their fear aura ability from previous editions, which I think they should keep because these things are terrifying. For their actions, they get a multi-attack where the devil can make 3 attacks, 2 with its claws and 1 with its stinger tail. The claws have a +8 to hit and a 10-foot reach due to their size and deal 1d8 +4 slashing damage. And now for their stinger, this is one that deals the real damage. It has a +8 to hit and again another 10-foot reach, and it deals 2d8 +4 piercing damage on a hit and then an additional 5d8 poison damage. The target must then succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw or become poisoned for 1 minute. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on a success. These devils are absolutely terrifying and are a great addition to a campaign when you want to add some real fear into the game. You can have a party venture into a forest that seems to, as they travel through, seems to slowly be corrupting and have a faint smell of decay in the air. When the party comes across a hidden altar deep in the woods and a spirit beseeches the party to help, explaining that the altar was once a sacred site used to imprison a vengeful bone devil. Bound by a powerful enchantment that has now weakened over the centuries, the devil's influence begins to seep into the grove, corrupting the once pristine nature and turning it into a nightmarish realm, and asks you to help deal with the bone devil out for revenge. Or as the party is following a series of cryptic clues that lead them to the heart of a bustling city, they uncover a secret cult operating in the shadows. The cult inadvertently summons a bone devil into the heart of the city. Just think about that. If the bone devil escapes from where it is, it'll run rampant through the city. But that's just a couple ideas I have for you, and that is all I have for you guys today on the bone devil. Thank you all for watching today. I hope you found this video helpful, and if there's anything I've missed, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. I want to apologize for this video being late and there not being a video last week. My life at the minute has been very busy and stressful, and I was recently very ill. and was not even able to speak or anything. So I'm slowly trying to catch up, so I apologize, but this video is getting out as soon as it can, and after this we will be back on schedule. What monster should I cover next? Let me know in the comments below, and I will add your comment at the end of the video. Also, if there's any other videos that you want to see me do that's D&D related, be it items that you want me to go through, if you want me to go through some homebrew Reddits that I've found, let me know in the comments below and I'll add them to the list of ideas. You can find my links to all my socials down below to keep updated with the videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.